Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I am really hot. Oh, by the way, it's episode 174.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hot. I'm
Great start.
really flustered. If I'm shiny, that's why I was sweating.
I had to like overly powder my face. I was sweating bullets.
I still am.
I can't.
Well, and I told Jesse, it's like once every 2 months, it gets to the point that I had let my mess get messier and messier and messier until it's like I cannot walk in this room without knocking something over. And it's just very flustered.
It's bad.
But anyway, hi, welcome.
Me too. I love how we're states apart, but our work setups probably look exactly the same. Truly cans on the floor.
There's actually only one in here today. Out of knocking region.
Guys, we only have one thing to bother you with today, okay? We're not going to go on for 5,000 years as we've been doing for the past, I don't know, who's counting, 5 episodes.
We have been pretty yappy.
We have. We've been in a yappy mood. And I get it. I mean, for me, this is like my only social interaction. And then for you, you just like to yap. And honestly, period.
Are you implying that I have other social interactions?
Yeah, I think it's both of our social interactions for the week, month, whatever. So guys,
Girlies.
remember a few episodes back, girlies. Oh my God. Ew. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
Okay. So girlies, remember a few episodes back when we invited you guys to take a survey for our merch that has yet to be released. It's being currently conceptualized, but we needed your help.
Like yet to be developed.
Yeah, it's kind of just a little baby right now, and we're trying to make it into a thing. And we asked you guys to fill out a short survey to help us kind of just understand what you want. If you were going to buy merch, what you would be looking for. Because honestly, we're not interested in putting out shit that people don't like. Like, what is the point of that?
We don't want to overwhelm you. We want to give you what you want. And you guys, apparently, the amount of you that filled out this survey is very impressive.
Dude, we were floored. Like, I don't know what an impressive number is of survey fillers.
Yeah.
But everybody else seems to be impressed.
Right? I'm like, so,
yeah.
thanks for making us look good.
Well, because you know us, we're going to think like 3 people are going to fill it out. We're going to be horrified. The people are going to be like, actually, we can't work together. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, literally.
We understand.
I'm like, no one watches. It's just my mom. Hi, Mom.
So now, I don't even know how to
that
say
went
this
so
with a straight
well.
face. We have another survey.
We just have weekly surveys that we're rolling.
Okay, at this point, I feel like we're giving you a job you're not being paid for, and I do feel kind of bad. It's short, I promise.
We swear there's payoff.
And it's 2 things. So I feel like merch was one thing that people really wanted us to release. And then the second thing that people really wanted us to release are memberships. You know, maybe through an app that rhymes with Shmashriong. Why can't I say the name? Actually, okay, period. It's Patreon.
Which I feel like this has been kind of a ongoing, bigger discussion between not just us, but like people on the subreddit and just like people that see my constant tweets about how YouTube demonetizes us almost every episode. By the way, last episode was demonetized for like 5 hours randomly after 90,000 views, which that makes sense. A lot of you have proposed that maybe a solution to that so we could put up the videos and you guys could see them and we don't have to like wait, or we don't have to censor it all so then you think we're saying things that we aren't saying. Basically, you said, guys, start a Patreon. We want to support you, and also it would give you a chance to put stuff up and not lose money.
I think that for the longest time, the reason we hadn't considered it is because just putting up uncensored content, although cool, that might be good for some people, we didn't want to just offer that. We wanted to be able to offer more things of value, even though a lot of people are just like, we just want to support you. Well, we want to give you something.
Yeah, we don't want to just take your money. We already did that with Janet, and that felt wrong.
Oh my God, literally haunts me in my dreams. But we have a short, very brief survey that is super, super helpful. If you're someone that would think of signing up for a membership, we're in the lower tiers, girly. There ain't going to be no $100 tier in this camp, okay? Don't worry. But if you think you're someone that would potentially sign up for a membership with us, we do have a short survey that's going to help tailor what we create.
Basically, we want to know, like, we are planning to do a Patreon. That is very much the plan.
Soon.
But
yeah,
we just don't know exactly what to put on it. So, like, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see us do just longer episodes? Do you want to see, I don't know. Like, you tell us.
Yeah, we've thought of like extra topics or maybe things like setup tours, makeup tutorial, like literally whatever people have been randomly asking us for. If enough people want those things, we want to know so that we can tailor the content to be the best that it can be for you. It's going to be something that's going to be consistent. We're going to have extra content up regularly, and we're excited because previous to now, it just hasn't hasn't been something that was feasible, but we found a route where, you know, we're going to have some like management help, some people that are going to help us with this and organize
Someone
us.
that's gonna like
so
keep
that
us in line to make sure that we do it.
They're like, you
that's what she
stupid bitches,
means.
we need this freaking video.
Literally, I'm like, please harass us.
Because before we were scared, we're like, we can't underdeliver. Like that will literally haunt me. So yeah. Anyway, your unpaid job is calling, girlies. We need you to fill out yet another survey. And I really do think this is the last one for a while.
Basically, think we are doing the Patreon. It's going to have extra content, but you guys are going to help us decide what that extra content is, because we don't want to give you stuff that you don't want. Like, even if it was stuff like, for example, finally trying the SpongeBob mac and cheese on camera that I kind of just
mean the journey
radio
you
silent
abandoned
on.
and
Sorry, I left
literally-
you hanging. It was playing the long game to get you to sign up for the Patreon. But literally stuff like that, or like reacting to our old videos, or talking about our many lives that we've already lived on the internet before we somehow ended up here.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of talking about that on the show, but believe
More
me,
so.
there's lots more we could talk
I was
about.
gonna
Like
say,
I've
there's
said,
no
we could talk about
shortage.
anything. And also there'll be things like from time to time we may throw up a poll and you guys can help us choose topics, things like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. We're going to be there talking to you guys. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good time, hopefully. It hasn't launched yet, so I don't know why I'm trying to sell it. Just literally is not a thing right now. We don't even have a profile. But I'm excited.
We're really amped up. So if you're interested in potentially subscribing to a future Patreon and you want to help dictate what is going to be on there, click the link in the description and fill out our second survey of this week.
We really appreciate the hard work you guys put into this show. Seriously, I thought 3 people were going to fill it out. You guys are the best. Okay, moving on. We do have topics for today. Allegedly 2 topics. Depends on how long we talk about the first one, okay? We have lots of thoughts.
Someone mentioned the other day that you had said in the beginning of an episode that there were 2 topics, and we definitely only did one. I'm like, well, we do like to yap. We lose track of time.
Look at the time difference of the episodes we've been uploading recently to the ones we were uploading months ago. Like, I don't know why they're so long now. Like, we're
That's the
talking
thing.
about
I'm
the
like,
same shit.
Sometimes I'll be like, we were so good at uploading on time for a while. And then it's like, well, yeah, because the episodes were like maybe 55 minutes long and now they're 2 hours and involve like an entire day. Like, it'll take hours just to pull all the clips and stuff we reference.
Well, hopefully this is going to be a little short one because
I like
it's
that.
kind of reminiscent of our older episodes. Just like some TikTok drama, nothing crazy.
No background,
just,
no
you know,
history, no lore.
just a good old scamming episode. Both
Love
are
it.
about scams.
Jesse's leading leader lay, so
Oh God, I'm really scared. Okay, you've heard about this stolen wedding dress, yes?
I've heard about it, but I know absolutely nothing.
Okay, I hate to say I told you so. Well, I'm not saying that, but basically when I saw the first TikTok being posted about like, oh my God, this bride stole her wedding dress, I smelled some shit. I did. I smelled fucking shit.
At this point, I feel like you kind of have to, like, if someone is doing like a expose video, you should automatically assume that the response is coming that is going to change your mind.
So, the seamstress, her name is Sandera White, okay? She's had this business for 12 years. She has a website. She has many different designs. They're not like just bridal gowns. She has like very, very flashy, rhinestoney, allegedly
Extravagant.
personalized pieces. What is that called? Custom pieces.
Okay, so she makes custom wedding dresses.
Yes. And then the bride we're talking about who bought this dress, her name is Rayleigh. Rayleigh?
Like Haley, but with an R.
And she's a hairdresser. That's all I know about her. But she allegedly bought this dress from Sandera. So originally, before the seamstress posted her story time, she posted like 3 videos with just music. One of them being Chopped and Screwed. You remember that song?
I know the name.
You've officially been chopped and screwed.
Yes.
And screwed, chop, chop. I was literally like, girl,
Interesting
you
choice.
brought that one back.
Yeah.
I forgot that existed. But anyway, so she posted multiple videos, which I thought was kind of done irresponsibly, if I'm being 100%, because she posted them with like a model wearing the dress. This was not Riley wearing it. And she would just put this like text of like, bride stole her dress. So no, this one actually shows Rayleigh? Oh, that's gonna fuck me up. Haley, Holly, Hooli. Oh God, here we go. But this one does show Rayleigh in the dress, but other ones she would just post and it was like a different model that wasn't Rayleigh in the dress. And I'm like, people are gonna think that poor woman stole the dress. I don't know if anyone actually did, but I did when I first saw it. Turns out she was just showing videos of the dress on a model and then being like, when a bride steals the dress. And I was like,
One also in this one, she's like full on like, I mean, I don't know if it's considered doxing, but she literally is like posting her TikTok, posting her like video of her Instagram.
this was when all of that was still public because no longer is it. I I think she actually deleted them at this point. They might be back up by the time we post this. Maybe things died down enough. But yeah, she had posted her socials and people got on her ass because one of the things that she does say somewhere is like, Rayleigh's a hairstylist. And then when you look in her bio, you could see where she worked, and people just went and ran with it and were like, how could a hairstylist steal from someone? They should know as a service worker like that. You don't do that. It was a fucking disaster. Anyway, when I first saw that, I was confused. Like I said, I smelled a little bit of horse shit in the corner. I literally was like, I don't know, but something is strange. And you know what's even stranger? When I opened the story time, the long awaited story time that she had been teasing for a hot minute, and it didn't even show the seamstress's face.
Oh, I was like, convenient. Girl. So she's gonna blow up this girl's entire identity, but she doesn't want to show who she is.
Well, the thing is, she shows her face on social media. I don't know if she just didn't like the way she looked that day, but I was like, girl, you're giving us nothing right now. Like, I remember telling Lily, we can't cover this topic. She doesn't even show her face in the story time. This is so stupid.
I mean, I do have to say, I feel like you should always be a little leery if someone is posting multiple videos showing a person's like all of their information, and I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know who's in the right. I'm assuming it's not the seamstress, but
well, I don't know.
But I feel like anyone that goes so hard to like expose someone when there isn't necessarily something to get out of it, what's she gonna do? Make the girl pay her by having people bombard her? Like,
oh, you know, I mean, do that or start a GoFundMe or something like that.
The seamstress?
Allegedly. I don't know.
How?
Me spoiling everything in the span of 5 minutes.
A GoFundMe seems like a interesting route.
Well, okay. So previous to this being posted on her seamstress account or whatever you want to call it, she had posted on her like personal account a very like condensed story time. It seems like something more that she like posted in the moment, you know, when she was just like frustrated and wanted to air it out. And then she started posting on her like official account and was teasing the story time. But she actually said the whole story time before she posted the story time to her business account. Now, I will warn you, this is over 9 minutes long. Oh. And we gotta speed it up because it literally, like, I was watching this earlier and I was like, girl, I was watching in 2x and I was like, can we speed it faster than that?
Stop it.
You know, but we gotta watch it because it's her story and she's sticking to it.
And I'm like, I should have downloaded it ahead of time and put it on 3 times. Literally, even when people talk fast and I'll put it on 2 times, like, I don't struggle to listen at all. Like, it's so, like, it takes me 1 second to adjust and then I'm good.
Okay, I'm super curious what speed you guys watch us at. I have been meaning to ask that question and I keep forgetting because
the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, did people not watch it in real time?
Oh, I wouldn't. I mean, when I watch some other podcasts, I'll put it at least in like 1.5. Like, girly, I can't.
It depends on if I'm trying to like get information out of it or if it's just like something to like kind of tune out.
No, like, have you ever tried to listen to the H3 podcast?
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I don't really consume any
that.
other content at this point because I'm too busy.
There are some that I can consume in real time. I'm curious mostly because we edit so much. So I'm like, is it too fast? Like, I watch for notes on 2x speed and I'm like, okay, I can't watch this. Like, if I didn't know the information, I wouldn't be able to watch it on 2x.
Yeah.
What speed do you guys watch us at? I want to know. Someone says like 0.25.
ADHD.
Just going super slow. You choose your speed. We'll just adjust her pitch later. It says on the screen, full story, wedding dress thief. Oh, this went kind of viral. I mean, I knew the story had gone viral. I didn't know her story time went viral.
Yeah, it has almost 100,000 likes. Oh yeah, so she's there. She's just slightly off camera. Just peeking in.
It's giving when anybody reacts to anything on TikTok and their face
my
is just
biggest
in the corner,
pet peeve. I'm like, get out of the way. I saw someone comment on one the other day.
You're almost out of it. Just keep going.
I saw someone comment on one the other day. They were like, you've already seen it. Let us.
Literally.
So first off, I want to say thank you guys so much for the tremendous support. The amount of people.
Okay. Maybe a
little too fast. Maybe you exaggerated a bit. Let's start at 1.25 and then we can maybe go up. But she comes in hot.
Okay, yeah.
So first off, I want to say thank you guys so much for the tremendous support, the amount of people who genuinely understand how much this has truly impacted me, and not only me, but my employees as well. As a Black woman-owned business, I couldn't thank you guys enough for vouching for me and fighting for me. And for those that are asking how did she get the dress without paying, the big question.
Not the plane.
I shipped it out of good faith. This was a rush order bridal gown, and we had a few days until her wedding. So once I shipped it, I wanted to make sure that there were no delays in shipment. I wanted to make sure she got it ahead of time. So I already sent her the balance a few days prior. The balance with everything else that's owed. I didn't charge any shipping. She got that. I sent it via email. I sent it through text. I told her, review it, let me know. And then, I wasn't really thinking too much more about it. I was more focused on making sure the dress was perfected, making sure everything was good before I actually shipped it to her because I knew her wedding was so soon. So fast forward to the day I shipped it and made sure that it was on the truck and make sure everything was good. I sent her a reminder text and said, hey, just, making sure you got the balance, making sure the payment options. Here you go. So I sent a reminder. So the dress was overnighted. So mind you, when it's overnighted and I shipped it that night, it gets there the next day in the morning. So I leave it alone. I go to sleep. I wake up.
Got it.
They're a few hours ahead of us. So I sent another text. Just, hey, the dress is going to be held at a location because I haven't received my payment. And then also, I haven't received any type of confirmation. And I provided a signature request.
Hold up. What do you mean you sent it, but then you're going to have it held at a location? What do you
I don't think you get to go
it with like
wait,
guns?
never mind. Don't give it to her.
It's like those movies when they intercept, when they have like, they're holding a criminal and they like intercept them so they can take them out. Like, how do you hold it? Once you send it, you send it.
My first, was when she said that she made sure the dress got on the truck. And I'm like, that's not really how shipping things works. I don't think you're really there for that part of the process.
She's at the office, she drops it off, and then she just waits outside for like 3 hours.
No, I'm going to wait until I can see you physically put it in the UPS truck.
My biggest like, whoa moment was literally right in the beginning when she said, I sent it without her paying in full out of good faith.
Yeah, that's
like,
seems
don't
dumb.
do that. I think that she
Nice,
probably
I guess,
realizes that
but-
now. It's not right to scam and, whatever, if that's what's happening.
But not a good business practice.
Yeah, I would agree.
She must know someone at UPS or something because she's very
She saw it
involved
get
in
on
the
the
shipping
truck.
process. She watched it get on the truck.
And also put a halt to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and now she has someone on the inside holding it for her. By the way, I feel like I'm always like super critical. I mean, on the show in general, but
everything.
I
Me
feel
too.
like it's because I go into these things assuming that there's gonna be stuff that's wrong. So I'm like hyper aware of like normally if
for
I was
sure.
just a person watching this for entertainment, I guess I wouldn't be as critical. So don't know if that really changes anything, but I wanted to throw it up.
You're like, we're not bitches, we swear.
Like I wouldn't react like this unless it was known that it was. You know what I mean. Okay, let's go.
On the dress, and I don't want the dress to be delayed if they try to deliver and y'all weren't there because no one has texted me back. So I sent that text in the morning. So I called FedEx to hold it at a location, hoping they would possibly go ahead and pay.
Sorry, I said UPS, but she's using FedEx. Don't want to spread misinformation.
Regardless, she has connections.
Yeah, wait, and then she said she doesn't want to be. Oh, so I guess you have to sign for it. So she wanted to make sure someone would be there to sign for it. I don't know. It seems like she's going to a lot of work when the girl has not responded.
Pay me or correspond back to me after I did that because they went ghost as far as communication after I sent the tracking number the previous night. So call FedEx, hold it at a location, and no correspondence back.
Sorry, now I'm probably being nitpicky, but like if she has the if she has the tracking numbers, like she sent her the tracking number, she just said. I don't feel like the sender can literally be like, never mind, don't give it to her. Like if she has the tracking number, couldn't she just go get it?
I guess I'm kind of confused. Is she not wanting it to get to her house because she hasn't paid in full or because she's not responding?
It was because she wasn't responding, and you probably have to sign for the dress because it's like a certain amount of money or whatever. So she didn't want it to get delayed if they if they bring it to you and you're not there and then they have to come back the next day.
Yeah, but that sounds like a her problem. Once she ships it, you shipped it.
I agree. And also, I don't think it would really matter if you had them hold it because they still wouldn't deliver it. That it's not like they'd have a special truck go out and deliver just that.
She has connections. We don't know what kind of truck she has.
But yeah, so it's like if the girl has the tracking number, it feels like she could go and be like, hey, I have a package here. And they would be like, yep, that's your name. Here you go.
Allegedly. She's making it maybe a little bit more complicated than it needs to be.
I was up that morning, maybe 11 my time. The mom texted me, was like, oh, I'll pay the invoice. If the dress is there, I'll pay the invoice. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'll send you the invoice. Sent the mom the invoice. Sent her the details. And then I didn't hear anything back for like another hour or two. And I'm checking the track and I see that the dress has actually been picked up. So after I send that message, the update, like, hey, can I get an update on the invoice? I sent it to you. Did you get it? I don't hear anything back. Mind you, I know they got the dress. I see the signature request has been signed by, I think it was Jay Wells, which, her husband's last name is Wells. So I know they got it. So from there, I didn't have any correspondence from the daughter or from the mom for
What about your friend at FedEx that was going to hold it for you?
Well, she kind of jumps from like, I was having it held to like, it got delivered. Like,
Well, that's why I brought up that, like, how would
it.
you have it held if she has the tracking? She could just go get it and they would give it to her because her name's on there. They're not going to be like, actually, the sender said she changed her mind.
This isn't like a check that you could put a stop payment on. You can't just be like, stop. Like,
Exactly. And it's then like once you send it, I think it's whoever it is being sent to, it's like they're the ones that have the rights to pick it up.
I don't know.
Rights feels dramatic.
Yeah,
but-
it's weird for sure.
So after that, I think Rayleigh, she ended up replying back to me saying, oh, no, I want to make sure I try on a dress first. Can I send you half? Once I try it on, a half after. And I'm like, no, I need my payment. Like, you got the dress. I need my payment. That's just what it is. She sent me those messages. She stopped replying. Then I text the mom. I'm like, hello, I need my payment. Like, you all have the dress now. Can I please get my money paid, my balance paid? Okay, didn't hear anything else from them. They goes for hours. 9 o'clock that night, my time. You know, mind you, all of this was happening during the morning. So 9 o'clock my time, I'm on a flight. I get off the flight. I get a text and it's like, oh, you need to come fix the train. I said, well, I'm not going to come fix anything until the balance is paid, because I said, at this point, you all knew you were supposed to pay the balance. You haven't paid it. You haven't been corresponding with me. You didn't even tell me that you received the dress. And you know I shipped it. You know that this is a very important item for me as well as you. You didn't even have the courtesy to tell me, hey, I received it. So whatever type of games are being played, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm like, if you want me to fix the dress, I will fix it, but I need my money paid. So I didn't hear anything else from her. Didn't hear anything else from her mother.
Come fix it. Are they like local?
No, bitch, you have to ship it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, then why'd you ship it? Why wouldn't they just come get it if you were going to have to go like tailor it?
I don't know how this all works, but she claims that like multiple times Rayleigh came and had this fitted.
Well, and if it's a custom dress, you don't get to be like, I'm going to try it on first and then maybe I'll pay you if it fits. Like,
right,
she made
100%.
it for you. Like,
yeah, we just have to keep going because it's very weird. I don't understand any of this.
Go to the next day. I sent a nice text. I said, hello. It has now been a day that you all have had the dress. I have no balance, no correspondence. I don't know what's going on. I need an update. Okay? A few hours go by. The mom eventually replies to me and is like, oh, we want the dress to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I said, well, if the dress is not going to work, why didn't y'all call me? I said, why didn't y'all send me pictures or photos? The dress was perfect. We fit the dress on your daughter several times before she left. There was nothing with the fit that we changed after she left our fittings. We didn't change anything. We only added the crystal and finished the dress up. I said, so the fit never changed because we did not adjust anything with sizing. So I don't understand how anything could have got from me with the fit model where it was perfect on your daughter before that at her fittings, which was perfect, fit her perfect, and then get to you again and then it doesn't work. So it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why didn't y'all call me? Why aren't you sending me pictures? Why aren't you FaceTiming me? Why didn't you like take it to a seamstress or something like that? She's like, oh, we took it to someone. I'm like, but you didn't call me. I would come out there in a minute to fix that dress.
I really want to know where the locations are because I'm so confused at this entire process.
Well, okay, so I do think like seeing other dramas with wedding dresses happen on TikTok. There was some other girl that got scammed out of this corset thing and then her sister came out. It was a whole fucking disaster. We never got to cover it. But I do know that kerfuffles can happen when you're in, separate locations and you do maybe like they traveled to get it fitted. People do a lot of shit for their wedding. You know what I mean? People fly to fucking Paris to get fitted.
There's a lot of weird things going on here.
Few holes.
If she could just
I agree.
Hop in a car or a plane, I don't know. Like if she could just like hop, skip, and a jump over to this girl and like fix whatever the problem is, then again, why was it shipped? Wouldn't you like go and then be there to do the fixes if you needed to? Before we go any further, we have a word from our first sponsor, Honeylove.
You guys already know how much I love Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the wireless bra game. I know that's kind of funny. It sounds like a phone, but it's not. It just is a bra with no wire and it's so comfortable and I love it so much. And I actually got 3 of them as a birthday gift from my husband and he forgot to use our code. So that was fun.
Honestly, I love that we have the codes because like you guys, we actually
love the products we talk about. I don't wear any other bra. I used to go in between like an underwire bra and a sports bra when I wanted to feel more comfortable, but even sports bras felt kind of like they were suffocating me. And now all I wear is Honeylove.
But they don't just have bras. They also have leggings and tank tops and shapewear. And the shapewear is actually really cute for once.
And comfortable. If you've ever worn shapewear before, you know it's not comfortable usually. So if you guys want to treat yourself to the best bras on the market and also, in my opinion, the planet, you can get 20% off at honeylove.com/DWKT and use our exclusive link, which is honeylove.com/DWKT to find your perfect fit.
And after you purchase, just let them know that the girlie sent you and it'll really help us out.
And thank you so much to Honeylove for sponsoring this episode and being the best bra in the world. I don't know. When I saw all of this, the one thing that stood out to me more than anything was like, she is showing proof for none of this. Like, I didn't see not a message. She showed her Instagram and stuff, so I don't think she's opposed to showing proof, but she definitely did not show any proof for the correspondence, for the agreement, for any of it.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting.
She is throwing out also a lot of specific details that we don't even really need to know. Even like the time frame, it's like we didn't need to know like a play-by-play every hour of the day. Like it didn't really make a difference. And then like saying the husband's name that was signed feels unnecessary, and
yeah,
it's just a lot of detail.
So I was upset about the balance. If they really would have reached out to me and said that, I would have come out there, but the correspondence, the ignoring me, the not responding, not telling me they don't have the dress, it was all just so crazy. And I'm like, why would you wait this long to say something to me? Like, it does not make sense to me. So anyways, We get to maybe a few hours after that. I'm like, since y'all don't want to let me know what's going on, I told you, take it to a seamstress. You're denying that. She said, no, she's not taking it to a seamstress. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I'm not taking it to a seamstress. No, I don't want to. I said, okay, since you're denying that.
I thought she said earlier that they did take it to someone.
Did she?
I'm pretty positive.
Why didn't y'all call me? Why aren't you sending me pictures? Why aren't you FaceTiming me? Why didn't you, take it to a seamstress or something like that? She's like, oh, we took it to someone. I'm like, but you didn't.
That she just said.
Oh.
We took it to someone. But now she says over here that they
I don't want to take it to someone.
Want to. I said, okay, since you're denying that, just give me the dress back. Since something you don't want to show me, you don't want to send me pictures, just give me the dress back. They said, no, send a shipping label. I said, no, I'm not sending anything. At this point, I done took enough losses.
Did she say send the shipping label?
Yeah.
For what? To send it back?
To send it back, like saying, we're not going to pay for shipping, so send us the shipping label and we'll happily give you the dress, but we're not going to pay for shipping to get it to you. I don't know how much it is, but it's probably pretty fucking expensive to ship a dress that heavy.
Yeah, but it's also expensive to... I'm just so this is so weird.
I know.
Also, when is the wedding?
It was sometime in August. It already happened. It was
no,
a
but
week ago.
in relative to this happening.
From my understanding, I think it all gets clarified when people start explaining their sides and stuff. I feel like the dress was delivered within the week of her wedding.
Which
so I don't
feels like a
understand
choice.
asking her to fix the train and stuff when I don't think she would have been able to. But again, she's not showing us the actual correspondence of her asking for the train. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's kind of just throwing a lot of stuff out. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Y'all done played enough games. You ship the dress back by FedEx before they close at 4 o'clock. Or I'm going to get it. I already booked my flight because I saw the day prior that they were playing games. I'm going to come get the dress. I will give you time.
Wait.
She said, bitch, you ship this dress or I'm going to come and I'm going to get it myself.
But why wouldn't she just pay for the shipping? No, you want to buy a plane ticket instead? That feels like an aggressive choice.
I may just be drawing conclusions, but I think she may want to go have a confrontation. She may want to beat someone's ass.
guess.
That's just the vibe I'm getting.
I do think it's a little weird how she's really harping on how they didn't send pictures and they didn't FaceTime her. And it's at this point, I wouldn't give a fuck about what it looks like. I'm just give me my money. Or she seems so invested still.
What you just pointed out, literally, yeah, I don't even know how I didn't think that before. Why would you book a plane ticket before being okay, I'll pay the shipping label and I'll send it back?
Yeah,
Now, if they
something
still
tells me
didn't send it
that
back,
can't
then
be
okay.
an equivalent.
And also, they just have to be close together. I don't know what states they're in, but they just have to be close together. You can't be willing to book a fucking flight from LA to New York.
But even still, even going from
gotta
LA
be
to
Georgia and
Vegas
South
would be
Carolina or something.
ridiculous.
I know, yeah. Still over $100 to
yeah,
get there.
plane rides aren't cheap.
I'm going to come get the dresses. I will give you time before it's time for my flight to board to send me confirmation that y'all are going to ship the dress back, since y'all clearly are saying you're not.
And also, why are you telling her to ship it if you already bought the plane ticket? Did you? Maybe she got insurance on her flight.
I don't even think if you got insurance on your flight that this would qualify as a good reason.
This is all so weird. I'm send me the proof that you're shipping it before I get on the plane ride that I already booked the flight for.
I didn't realize how many plot holes there were before we started.
Gonna use it. Ship it back. Okay, I gave her time. When it was time for me to board my flight, I let her know it's 30 minutes before I have to board this flight. Please send me the tracking confirmation so you can ship my dress back, because if you're not going to use it, just give it back, because the games y'all been playing the past 2 days is just crazy. I was very upset. Okay, so we get to the time to get on.
So she's at the airport being I'll get on this plane. Why did they ship it?
She was not just at the airport. She was 30 minutes to board it. So you're at the gate. You're on the tarmac.
She's telling the person at the desk by the gate, no, wait 1 sec. I'm finding out.
Something tells me whether it got shipped or not, she was getting on that plane.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like she just wanted a trip. And if that's the case, girl, go off. Who cares? That's great. But what are you doing?
Well, and I don't know why she's acting like it's a huge, bargaining chip for her to be I'll get on this plane. It's well, I don't think they really give a fuck at this point.
This seems like such an insane way to do business.
And, you're gonna go track them down? How do you know where they, the shipping address, I guess, but, what are you gonna do? Just knock on the door and be bitch, where is it?
I know. I always say this, but, my mom having a small business, I've seen how much little things really affect them. So I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been affected by one person allegedly scamming or not paying their full balance. But that being said, regardless,
Feels like she's only costing more money.
it's costing more money, but then it's just, there's a way to do business and there's a way to not do business, whether you're small or big or whatever. Sometimes it really fucking sucks. Sometimes people will lie and be oh, I never got it. And then it's like, well, it was literally delivered. Those things are really difficult to deal with and navigate as a small business. This is just the most insane way to navigate that. There's no other way to put it. It's just, why would you do any of this?
Yeah.
Like, not her texting, I'm boarding, like, I'm on my plane.
Well, that's,
like, okay. Like, that sounds threatening at this point.
Even from like a less removed perspective, like if your friend said they were gonna do something and then they like stopped responding, you were like, well, fine, I'm getting on a flight. It's like, wait, what? That's so weird. Like, what if you told a friend that you were sick or something, they found out that you weren't, and then they were like, well, I'm just showing up at your house anyway to come.
That would be far less crazy. I mean, it would still be crazy, but like when someone's in a full-on disagreement with you, like you guys are obviously not seeing eye to eye and you both know that, and then you're like, I'm getting on a plane to come to see you. Scary. Well, I would be scared.
I'm thinking of like how it is so much more extreme, but like even with a friend situation, it would be so weird and like just like, okay, you're a little unhinged. And then there's this, and it's like, ma'am, I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
And remember, this is actively happening during probably, and I mean, this is no excuse. If you steal some shit, you steal some shit. It's her wedding. Yeah. Like, it's literally like, how are you going to do all this shit during her wedding?
She interrupts her walking down the aisle and like yanks the tray. You didn't pay for this.
Well, okay, so we'll finish watching this, but she did pay half of the price. So she paid $3,774. That was her deposit of the dress, which was $6,290. So she didn't make nothing off this dress.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay,
don't
get me wrong. 3,000? That's a lot. That's a lot of money. But is it enough to get on a plane and go like, I don't know. It seems like a poor choice for a number of reasons.
100%. I would absolutely like understand blasting her ass on social media, like how she's done.
Even that, I get it. I feel like maybe small claims
as a business decision, no, but in a personal way, yes, I get it. Like, I'm just like, you're pissed, you're frustrated, I get it, and it just feels like you want instant, I don't know, some kind of like justice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like,
what is that justice exactly that you're delivering then? Because it gets out of your control once you start blasting her on social media.
100%. And it's even worse. It gets worse when you are not providing proof of anything you're saying. You're basically right now, in my eyes, because you haven't shown any correspondence, you are just someone that allegedly just showed up to a customer's
That's
thing.
What I'm saying. I'm like, it's inappropriate for a number of reasons. One being like, you're paying a lot of extra money to do this, and like you being there isn't necessarily like, what are you gonna do? Fucking hold her thumbprint up to her phone and make her bank account open so you can transfer it? Like, you can't force someone to give you money. And if they're already being difficult, I feel like you're just asking for a confrontation that then is gonna reflect on your business poorly, probably.
Well, and again, if we look back, even with her lack of evidence, if we look back to her saying the reason she's getting on that flight is because she didn't want to pay the shipping label. Because from what we're understanding, the bride said, okay, then give me the shipping label, you pay shipping, and I will send it back to you.
It's like, no, I'm coming to get it myself. I don't know why.
That's just, I can't get behind that. That is very weird. But anyway, we'll continue.
On the flight, I'm getting on the flight. I'm letting you know I will be there by 8:15 to retrieve the dress. So she knew because she was texting me and telling me, oh, what time will you get? Also asked me what time the FedEx closed. I told her. So she was very well aware that I was coming to get that dress because she didn't ship it. Okay. So once I got there in Grand Junction, I text her. I let her know, hi, I'm here. I'm here to get the dress. I text her from 8:15 up until 1 o'clock in the morning, every 30 minutes to say, hello, I'm here. Hello, can you let me know?
Ma'am, that is harassment, and that's
fuck.
Insane. Like, that's when you need to get like legal action involved, not just harass her.
I was just about to say that. There are very frustrating things that take place in this life that you simply just cannot resort to harassment. That's not like an acceptable way to handle situations. First of all, as an adult, but second of all, as a business owner. You can pursue her in small claims court, okay? That costs you $75 to file it, and you would definitely have won if you had proof.
Exactly.
Okay? I'm just saying. And you would have eventually, yes, it's not great that it takes maybe a couple of months, but you would have been able to handle this in a professional manner that doesn't result in you looking absolutely insane. You can't do this.
Well, look at it from this perspective. If after this woman, I don't know, I can't do the math, my brain hurts, but what did she say, from 8:30 to 1 a.m.?
8:15.
8:15, sorry.
Oh no, 8:15 is when she landed.
Oh,
so I think
probably
whatever.
8:30.
But
Gave
it's
herself
a lot of
15 minutes
time.
maybe pee when she landed, and like 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, what? So at least I'm gonna say 8 texts that she sent to this woman after literally getting on a plane to come track her down in person, uninvited. If you then had both of them go to the police, who do you think would have action taken? Do you think the bride would be able to get a restraining order put out on you? Because I'm going to say possibly, because that's some unhinged psychotic behavior.
Order. That's so
Guess
dramatic.
what a cop is not going to be able to do? Make her pay you instantly. He's going to be like, you're going to have to bring this to small claims court.
Yeah, there's definitely an avenue to go through things, and especially as a business owner, this was totally wild. The only reason she probably stopped at 1 a.m. is because she probably fell asleep. She was tired from traveling. But like, it just, it's too much. You're doing way too much. She paid you half, not the full amount. That's fucked. If it's true that she did that with malintent, and you know, we're going to get to her side of the story because there are multiple sides to this, but if that is true, then that is fucked. There are ways to go about that. You cannot, like, how would a person who wants to purchase from you view this? They would
That's
view
what
it
I'm
as
saying. Like, you're
purchasing
just
from you
hurting
is giving
yourself.
you access to my address.
Yeah.
Where if anything goes wrong with my dress, you will come and find me.
Well, and I think that there's, I don't know what like the legalities behind it are, but it's like you aren't allowed to use someone's address that you have for one reason for another.
It's like when people will take your number to like ask you out.
Exactly.
They just saw it through their job. That's fucked.
Because you might think this is still like business related, but like she didn't give you her address for you to fucking show up in person. Like that is insane.
It's definitely inappropriate as a business owner, 100%, whether she stole the money flat out or not. And I think that her saying like, she knew I was coming. I told her 20 times through text.
That doesn't matter.
That is not an invitation.
Yeah.
That is still scary. And you shouldn't have done that.
And also, hasn't this only transpired over the course of like 48 hours?
Well, I don't know. I think it's like a week if we really
Because I don't know.
spread it out.
Additionally, I'm like, I get that you need the money, totally valid. But like usually with payment stuff, she seems to be having such an urgency to get this paid for when it's like, give her maybe like, say like, if you do not pay by this day, then like I'm taking you to court or something. You don't just get to be like,
it doesn't sound like she did that.
no, it seems like she literally, like the second she thought she wasn't getting paid, she went balls to the wall like, no, I'm getting that money.
Right. Literally, I will go and get it from your wallet at your house.
Like gonna bring someone with her to like break your ankles.
We always talk about like brands and like how sometimes working with brands, you have to chase them down to get your fucking money. There is a certain understanding that like, okay, if you push it too far, you can threaten legal action and you could do X, Y, and Z, but there is no amount of like harassing
that will get people to do what you want.
No, like, I mean, you could harass them and annoy them enough that they're like, get rid of this bitch. I can't. But like, you can't say like, pay me right now, right now, right now. They're going to pay you on their own fucking schedule. And regardless of whether you harass them or not, there is just a way to conduct yourself when it comes to business. And I think that they're like, Lily sees my emails, okay? I do friendly harassing.
You do very like passive, like per my last email.
Yeah, literally. And I think that that's the way you conduct business. It's not that we don't need the money. It would be very nice if that money was in my account.
But do you want to know what Jesse's not doing? Showing up at the agency and being like, if you don't give me my money,
I have their address. That would be insane. You can't do that.
I'm on a flight if it's not in my account in 30 minutes.
And there have been times, like Lily, we've talked about, you know, struggling financially and all that stuff. There have been times where brands needed to fucking pay us. Yeah. Has there not? Like, there's been times where we needed that money right now.
It's not like that day, if it's not coming through, then like we are literally raising hell like it is the end of the world. It's like, I'll usually let them like push it for a few times. And then I'm like, okay, no, this is actually ridiculous. It's a month late or something.
But even then, if you look at our responses, no matter what time we have ever responded to someone who is late on payment, it's always been like firm. Yes, you need to be firm and you need to tell them, listen, this is past due. I need to know the date that you're going to pay us. That's fine. You can set boundaries and you can be super firm about it, but you cannot do this.
I was going to say, in general, people
level.
don't take too kindly to demands and like ultimatums and like having you stalk them and show up at their fucking house.
No, you don't think?
Not usually gonna necessarily go, I think, how you want it to, but sure.
My favorite part about this, though, is she's just like, she knew I was coming. It's like, just because you told her doesn't mean...
It's giving like crazy X.
Yes.
Like...
Yeah.
We know where to come. I did not want to show up at anyone's address unannounced or without permission.
You don't have permission.
You were in the same town.
You announcing it 80 times is actually probably more alarming than just showing up.
I know, literally, you being in the same town and being like, I'm here, that is super intrusive. Like you saying you just didn't want to show up at her house. Wait, actually keep going. Does she show up at her house?
Address unannounced or without permission. I text them every 30 minutes, Ray Lee and the mother, several times.
Oh, texting both of them. Both of them.
Her mom having a fucking panic attack. Why are you bringing that lady into it?
It's giving Janet.
Oh my God.
Every 30 minutes to let them know, please tell me where you are so I can come and get my address. I'm here to get my address.
Did you have an alarm?
I'm 10 minutes away. I was
minutes?
there to get my address and they would not correspond with me, and I'm going to show the screenshots. So from there, I have not heard from them. Whatever games
Probably because they blocked you at this point because you're crazy.
I would have. I think I would have, yeah.
have been played, I truly cannot tell y'all. All I know is the dress is stolen. I don't have the dress. I can't get any responses from her or her family members. I'm blocked on social media, all platforms, just like everybody else. This is before the internet stuff started. They have not texted me, emailed me, corresponded with me, and said anything in regards to giving my dress back, paying the balance, or anything. So I'm in the dark about everything. So yes, the dress is stolen 100%. No one knows what even happened at that wedding because they won't post pictures. It's all a mystery. It's all crazy because the thing is, if you didn't want it, just give it back. The games that were played those days that they had the dress, to me, makes absolutely no sense. So that's the story. And also, for the people that really want to contribute and help out, I made a GoFundMe. I've never done anything like this before. I thank you all if y'all want to help pay my employees and pay for the losses and the distress and everything that I've gone through. The link is in my bio. Thank y'all so much for going to bat for me about this. Unfortunately, I still haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the dress is. I don't have the money. So that is the story about the stolen dress. It is a stolen dress, 100%. I'm gonna post this.
Why is she clarifying so many times that it was a stolen dress? Were people suggesting?
If people had to pay for distress, Janet would be bankrupt right now. Like, seriously, girl, that is not something people owe you money for.
And
like,
also to pay her employees and stuff, it's like, do you not pay them until after they work? Well, I mean, I get that you don't pay people till after they work, but like typically I feel like you don't hire employees and have them work for you if like them getting paid is contingent on something you have not received and are not necessarily like, yes, you would expect that you were going to get paid, but like you should probably have a backup plan.
Well, I've seen it all the time, like when you watch like Kitchen Nightmares or something, or that's such a random example, but like a business where people will pay their employees before they even get paid. You know what I mean? It's like, I will get them paid regardless. I feel like, isn't that the standard? I'm not saying it's right. Obviously, her not paying would be really shitty for the entire business. But if you're going to hire employees, you should be able to pay them whether people pay in that particular moment or not. Obviously, you don't want to like regularly not get paid because then you wouldn't have a business. But like one person stealing something shouldn't be like, none of my employees can get paid for like a week.
This dress should not be like, the entire business should not be contingent and like hinging on whether or not you were getting paid for half of this dress.
Exactly. Well, so this is a good pivot to her GoFundMe. Which, when I went to look at our doc, I clicked on the GoFundMe, and you'll notice it's not
Fundraiser
found.
not found.
Not found. Not found. It's no longer running. But we do have her GoFundMe, and it says, support Cass. It's a very confusing name because it's an S and a Z, so you don't know what to do with your tongue, you know? Help recover from unethical client.
But there's also an accent on the E. Is it like Casse?
Cassie?
Like Casse?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. But Lily found it before it was deleted. And do you want to read the description? It's good.
It says she has raised $885 of the $12,500 goal. It's a pretty expensive plane flight you must be recouping there too. Like,
wait, what the fuck? That's crazy, actually.
What do you mean?
I do love how it opens, like every spam email I've ever got. I hope this message finds you well. It's like, hello, dear. I hope this message finds you well. Delete. Thank you.
My favorite are when they email you like 8 times and one of them's like, I'm going out of town for the weekend. I wanted to give you one last opportunity to...
It's like, just go. You know what's crazy is like we get so many spam sponsorships for wild shit. Like the biggest brands you've ever heard of.
Do you remember the Pringles one? I got so excited and I was like, oh, wait, this is a random email address from like Iceland.
Yeah, they did that to us for so many huge brands and even like huge games and stuff. And then you just look at the email.
They're so
like,
weird
oh, no.
though, because they don't, I think they're playing like the long game. It's a long con because they don't ask you for any information. It's not like you're like clicking something or gonna get a virus.
I know.
Or like
I've never explored it long enough to know what the con is, but I know it's a con.
I'm so curious the motive and like what they get out of it because it's so weird. Anyway, I hope this message finds you well, and I want to thank you in advance for your support and help. That's bold. I'm reaching out today to ask for your support that apparently you've already given her during a very critical time for my business. Casse. We are facing significant financial challenges, loss, and emotional distress due to the unscrupulous and unethical tactics of Rayleigh, last name, a bride that has the possession of... That's weird. That has the possession of my custom wedding dress. She's in possession of the custom wedding dress, sure.
Okay, ChatGPT expert. Did ChatGPT write this?
Okay, I feel like I don't... I feel like we can't have this conversation because I'm gonna get shit for it. But like, my ChatGPT is like very on top of its shit and like very conversational and it doesn't sound like this at all. I think I've trained it.
Yours is better than mine. Probably because you pay for yours and I don't pay for mine.
Like, I responded to that comment. Someone on one of our last videos commented and basically was kind of like scolding us because I've referenced ChatGPT a few times and they basically scolded me and said that like I shouldn't be letting ChatGPT do my work for me and also that I need to be up front about if that's where I'm getting my information from and like if that's what is driving the, like basically the research of the podcast. And I was like, I think there's been a misunderstanding.
I wonder if they think that when we say we have a researcher, they think we mean ChatGPT. Guys, we have an actual
We
real
don't.
life human
And that's
person.
not the
we
case. Like,
swear.
honestly, Jesse can tell you, do I use ChatGPT for this podcast? Like, aside from the times that I've specifically referenced that I have, which has been
No,
like two.
honestly, the times that we use ChatGPT is for like very brief summaries of things to even know if we want to watch it to like include it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, it's more contextual just to know if I should look into it further. ChatGPT is not really capable of doing the research that we would need to begin with.
I do understand the kind of concern of like letting AI, because it is
For sure,
inaccurate a lot of
but I don't know
times.
how you would interpret what we're saying in this show to be a product of AI when we're not reading anything and it's all mostly, just reacting
to things. Yeah,
but
for sure.
To be
Yeah.
clear, I just want to throw it out there. I do use ChatGPT, but not for research. I mean, come on, girlies, you know that I'm a big researcher. It doesn't interact with the internet in a way that you could even like really take advantage of it. I might say, do you have any suggestions on how I could find something like this? And then they give me instructions. But honestly, most of the time, I was going to say when you were asking about the language, I will have full on like back and forth discussions and it genuinely feels like I'm talking to a human, but it's not to have them give me information necessarily that I don't know. It's to like bounce my ideas off and have them like either be like, yes, that makes sense. And then they add on, like, it will have a discussion with you. But it's not to, like, find information, because if anything, it's to tell me where the source is to find the information. I don't know. I also have the paid version, so maybe this
sounds like my version of ChatGPT, I think is what I was getting at. My version sucks. Everything I send Lily, she's like, let me put
I'm
it
like,
in
wait,
my
that's,
because
you got
actually
that
sucks
from what?
ass. Anyway, point is, this sounded like my version of ChatGPT, and I don't know if it is, but it's interesting.
And the reason I would say no, based on my own experience with it, is it's the one usually that will correct my grammar that might not be right. And I feel like I'm pretty good at writing when having proper grammar, but like it'll say this makes it a little more concise, or like this is a better way to put it. And then half the time I'm like, no, I don't agree. My way was better. Bye.
I was being silly. Honestly, ChatGPT is pretty proper in terms of grammar. She could have used a good proofread with that, or at least like Grammarly or something.
Literally, I was like, this gives more like she looked up some synonyms.
What is that commercial with Grammarly? It's like, this is wordy and hard to read. It's like, yeah, this is wordy and hard to read. I can't.
Unscrupulous is like,
that is
okay.
an SAT word I'm not interested in ever reading again. Anyway, she does a breakdown of the immediate financial needs, which is, it's important to know because it obviously is significantly higher than the price of the dress, which is interesting.
It's the cost of like 2 of the dresses, but then also she had already gotten half of the money for the dress. So like the money she should be trying to recoup shouldn't really be more than around $3,000, not $12,500. But she did mention emotional damage though. So first we have legal fees. Oh, interesting. We are facing substantial legal fees where I will have to first retain an attorney, which is crucial for resolving the matter and securing the future of our business. This fee is for retaining and all legal and attorney fees.
Bullshit.
If you could get $12,500, why would you bother going to court?
I'm sorry, this falls under small claims court. This is bullshit that she is claiming that she needs to retain an attorney and have it be this large lawsuit. A lot of people, if you're like, let's say you go to like a hairdresser and they charge you for service and they don't do your service, you can pursue them in small claims court for like $50.
Yeah.
Like this is just fucking insane.
But
I'm sorry,
also,
that's
if you're gonna raise more money than you would even be seeking in the small claims court, then why would you go to the small claims court?
Probably because she just wants the money.
Well, or she has been maybe told by someone incorrectly, or I mean, honestly, who knows with the legal system how it is, but like that she could sue for way more than what the dress was worth because of the emotional distress and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, I read a little bit ahead. Not only does she go over loss of property, which is like she has possession of the custom-made dress. Okay, yes, we understand that. But this one blows my fucking mind. Overhead costs. The uncompensated payment for this custom gown also has dampened our ability to cover rent, utilities, and other operational expenses, has become increasingly challenging in light of this situation. I'm sorry, but if you're selling $7,000 dresses and someone pays you half of one and
That
doesn't
shouldn't
pay you
make
the
or
other
break
half,
your
and all of a sudden
business.
you can't pay your bills, then I'm concerned.
And like operational
Like, that doesn't make
expenses
sense.
doesn't even sound like she's referring to like employee payment, which is what she had been saying earlier.
Oh no, because employee salaries is separate. I see it here. We are committed to ensuring that our employees who have been loyal and hardworking receive their salaries without delay. Oh my God, they have families to take care of and living expenses to pay.
This $3,000 is going to cover all of their living expenses and families. Like, also,
Where
they've
do
been
they
working on this
live?
dress
That
for
could
5
cover
months
everything.
and you aren't paying them
Yeah,
for
no,
it?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. She's lying. This is crazy. It's not to say it wouldn't be detrimental. $3,000 or $4,000 is a lot of fucking money. But what are you talking about? That this is affecting your utilities? It sounds like you were behind before.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that was
didn't
the
give you the
case,
dress back.
then already you probably shouldn't have it be a business practice to give people your product before they ever pay for it if you can't guarantee that they're going to pay you for it.
Literally, why are you sending things on good faith if you're like falling behind?
Yeah, I was like, if your entire business and all of your employees and everything is hinged on $3,000, then you definitely shouldn't be just sending out the dresses no problem. Be like, she'll pay me no problem. Like, what do you mean? We understand that these are difficult times for many. This is definitely a chat GP. This is weird.
right?
And we do not take this request lightly. Any assistance you can provide, whether financial support or spreading the word to others who might be able to help, would be immensely appreciated. I have to say, again, I feel for her that she didn't get compensated for her work. That sucks. It's fucked up. But again, small claims court. I find it crazy that she thinks that this story is gonna like touch so many people that everyone's gonna be like, we need to help that struggling business, when like they kind of showed that they're irresponsible, maybe you could say, in how they operate their business.
I mean, honestly, that's what this mainly shows to me. And I'm not saying that people can't like learn and grow and then maybe this situation teaches her something and she runs her business differently. I mean, I will say, allegedly and actually, she has an F in the Better Business Bureau. But you
Shut
know,
the fuck
just
up.
saying, I think that she would have benefited from just being like, hey, this is what I lost from the dress. If you want to help me recoup that, you don't have to. It would be amazing. I appreciate it. And that, call it a day. This whole thing that she's trying to play of like, oh my God, my
This has
employees
just
like, need to feed
flipped
their
our world
families.
upside
No.
down. Yeah, I think this is just tacky and trying to speak to people's just like generosity and like. She goes, your support will not only help us navigate this challenging period, but also ensure that we can continue to thrive as a young, female, small, Black-owned business. Get to serving our community and sustain our employees. It is not random people's generosity that should be sustaining your employees. And again, $3,000 should not be making or breaking your young, female, small, Black-owned business. I feel like that's manipulative to throw that in there and try and make people feel like they need to support you because of reasons that are not just because you were irresponsible.
That's 100% true. I think that coming from us who did this job, right? Which if you guys saw like everything that went into getting the episodes up, it's a lot of fucking work. And it took us how many years until we brought anybody on because we couldn't, and we couldn't do it consistently. And we knew that. And so you have a responsibility as a business owner to be like, okay, I can't pay you consistently, so I can't have you on board. Or you can be on here with this contingency. Like
It was
that,
like, yeah, but
this
you
is
have to,
how
like,
much,
I have
you
to
know,
set the expectation that this isn't going to be a consistent job for you.
a regular
basically.
gig or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, did she deserve to have her dress not paid for? No, absolutely not. But is this still her fuck up because she could have prevented this from happening by not giving the dress before it was paid for? Absolutely. That should have been understood.
But before we continue on, we want to thank our second sponsor, and that's ZocDoc.
If you're unfamiliar, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and choose the right one for your needs, and you can click instantly to book, which means you don't have to call them.
And we're talking about in-network appointments from more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care, skincare, and much more. You can even search your like symptoms if you're not sure what kind of doctor you need to see. It's super helpful.
And then you can also put in your insurance, so then you don't have to like be panicking when you get there that they're like, oh, by the way, we don't cover you. You can do that ahead of time and filter out the ones that don't cover you.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score some same-day appointments sometimes. So stop putting off your doctor appointments and head over to ZocDoc.com/DWKT to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/DWKT, ZocDoc.com/DWKT.
And thank you so much to ZocDoc for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Before I let you continue on that journey, let's hear the other side of the story.
Oh, yeah, I
Unfortunately,
forgot.
the bride hasn't come out on social media, probably because she just got married and her wedding got absolutely fucking obliterated by this shit, so she doesn't necessarily want to come out. But her sister came out with a statement on her behalf to kind of clear some stuff up. And I don't know how much it actually clears things up, but her sister and her husband said something. Oh, wait. Before we see the article, actually, do you want to see what she actually wore for her wedding day? Because it was not this dress.
Oh.
This was Rayleigh at her wedding wearing quite literally the opposite of that dress. And I'm showing this because it's like not something that she stole so that she could wear it on her wedding day and then not
Yeah,
pay.
like it genuinely
You know what I mean?
didn't work.
It didn't work. Like the dress did not work for her in any way that she could wear it for her day. So just, something to note. But anyway, her sister gave a statement to Distractify, I think is all these freaking news outlets. I don't even know.
Distractify is the one that put up that article about us.
Oh, the one that didn't have to do with Alex Earl. They were just like, hey, these girls slay.
Yeah,
we were
guys,
like, oh,
really?
really?
Random side note. Remind me to tell you the story of why I was looking for this after, because it's funny. But I was having a conversation with my mom, and something led me to be like, well, fuck, what comes up when you Google my name? And I do it, and it's in the midst of us literally going like the most viral we ever have, and literally being like, you cannot name a major news outlet right now that has not covered the Alex Earl thing, which then has our names attached to it. So like, that's pretty much all that's going to come up in the news section. Honestly, I was confused that when I searched my name, there's nothing from this podcast. I had to scroll 3 pages in before I saw anything. Otherwise, it was like collabs from like 3 years ago that I did with like Jocelyn.
You know what
or
it's
something.
giving? It's giving ChatGPT, who describes in depth what this podcast is about, but they
Doesn't
will
say the
not
name.
say the name.
Yeah,
Why?
it was so weird.
What is that?
So by the way, I have since altered the channel tags and put our names and stuff. So hopefully it improves
Period.
our SEO. But anyway, I get to
Love
page
that.
3 and finally I see one thing about our podcast, but it's not the actual podcast, of course. None of our episodes come up. It is a Distractify article that weirdly came out the day I was searching. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I know why it came out, probably because of all the Alex Earl stuff, but the odds that was when I was Googling and like looking for it and like went 3 pages in, and I see this very, very nice article by Distractify that is not about the Alex Earl stuff. It's like, meet the hosts of the Do We Know Them podcast, Lily and Jesse. And then it's just like this
was
whole
so
little piece
sweet.
on us. And I was like, this came out today. What? I'm so confused. Where did this come from? Why would someone do this?
I loved it. It was,
It was
so,
so
nice.
So I don't remember what the author's name is, but if for some reason you're watching, thank you.
We adore you. Thank you. We appreciate the help.
Because otherwise it's just these podcast girls that lied about Alex Earl. And I'm like, okay, well,
Our legacy.
oh my God, our reputation precedes us. Anyway, Distractify, we love them.
Oh, well, period. Because they're the people that ran her sister's statement. So we trust them with our life, according to our completely anecdotal evidence.
You know, I was going to say, we haven't looked into them. If there's something they did that was bad, we take it back. But anyway.
It's an exclusive. So we love that. Love that for Distractify, our queen and Lord and Savior. But the article says, Rayleigh Rukavina's sister claims wedding dress designer is at fault. Source from Kaze responds. Exclusive.
And then the secondary headline is, Rayleigh's sister claims the dress was completely unwearable.
So this is Rayleigh's sister talking. Lily, will you do the honors?
Cold read. Rayleigh put 60% down for payment. Her final dress fitting was canceled 2 days before their agreed appointment. The designer also failed to show up for the agreed Zoom meeting after canceling the final fitting. Interesting, because she was really eager to hop on a plane when you didn't pay her.
Yeah, I'm like, those are 2 very conflicting stories. Also, why would you Zoom meet the seamstress? That seems weird. It's like, can you fix my dress? Oh no, I'm on the computer. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it seems
just weird.
Well, and I mean, she did want her to FaceTime, so. Then it says, Rayleigh's sister also claims that Sindera initially lied about shipping the dress, providing a fake tracking number, which led to the dress being delivered only 2 days before the wedding. And sure enough, she says it didn't fit. That would make sense why she would give her a fake one, because then she wouldn't be able to
I
get
agree.
it. Yeah, that actually tracks with the story that she was telling.
100%. This is an inside job. She knew someone at FedEx and she was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a fake tracking number and I'm going to do it from the inside.
But that doesn't track
That's a
with her
joke.
saying they picked up the dress. I'm positive they have it. It's like, well, how did that happen?
Oh my God, I'm dead, because Kaze responded to that. They said, however, while our Kaze source has told us that Rayleigh did indeed pay a down payment, which, by the way, she left out out all her story times. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Did we? That was just on
She
our
never
doc,
mentioned
but
she
that
paid
was
half
just
of the
from
fucking
this,
dress.
this article.
Yeah. So it's like now she's admitting that she did pay a down payment. She continues and says, there was no additional Zoom meeting or fitting scheduled. And as far as the fake tracking number, they claim that it was actually a technical error that caused the label to need to be reprinted and that it shouldn't have affected the shipping in any way.
Technical error. Inside job.
Actually, what's interesting, can you go back to the doc a second? So our researcher actually, I guess, has worked a job doing something for a trucking company that did shipping labels all day. And she said, I'd have at least 2 or 3 a day that would need to be reprinted. And to do that, you have to cancel the first shipping label. And then that issued a corrected shipping label. So like, that would be interesting.
But, and so before she says, as far as the fake tracking number, they claim that it was a technical error that caused the label to need to be reprinted and that it shouldn't have affected the shipping in any way. But they would have had to be reprinted.
Wouldn't that be a new tracking
number. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a whole new tracking number. That's weird.
It does, and it doesn't line up with what she said, where she was like, I told them to hold it, which, like, you can't do that. And then she said that she saw when they picked it up, which would mean that it worked. So
she was watching from across the parking lot.
She went in and, like, she distracted someone and then ran in and changed the tracking number herself.
I can't.
It was like descending out of the ceiling on a bungee, like...
This is, bro. Oh my God, I can't.
Sorry,
anyway.
we're not taking that. We're really hot and delirious. We're not taking this seriously.
Anyway, back to the article. But yeah, that I just found that, not very believable.
They have also told us that following Rayleigh's actual final fitting, there were no changes made to the dress that would have altered its size, and that it 100% should have, it's in quotes, 100% should have fit her properly. The company even allegedly received photos of Rayleigh wearing the gown after it had been delivered. That doesn't line up with her story.
Well, you know what I would love? I would love a big old photo of that.
Yeah, I was like, where is that? Allegedly,
addition.
that we can very quickly not be allegedly if you just show us.
I know that TikTok has a green screen feature, which we love, and that you could just be in the corner while showing us Rayleigh with the dress on. That would have been good.
And I do think it's interesting also that during that initial story time, at one point she does say she has screenshots she's going to share. I didn't ever see her screenshots though.
I would love them. Hopefully they're coming soon. I'm holding my breath. They continue on to say, the bride and her mother tried to communicate with the designer, but there was no willingness whatsoever on her part. They requested a return label to ship the dress back to the designer.
And she was like, nope, I'm getting on a plane.
I've been meaning to come to that town anyway, so... 2 birds, 1 stone. Understandably upset, the bride and her mother decided to table the entire issue until Monday to frantically find a dress that would work for Rayleigh to walk down the aisle. You know what? That makes sense.
This story tracks much more than the other one, where 2 days of not getting money resulted in her literally getting on a plane to go stalk the bride until she could demand she gets paid.
It makes so much sense, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it makes so much sense that she would get the dress, it would not fit properly, she would panic, it's her wedding week or weekend, or I don't know how close the dates were, and say, I cannot deal with
2
this
days
crazy
before
bitch who says she's gonna get on a plane right now. Like, I just literally need to find a dress for my wedding. And where do you go? Fucking Macy's? Like, where does one find a dress locally? You have to like go scrambling.
And it's interesting that people point out that like the dress is so different from the one she had ordered. It's like, yeah, I don't think she had a whole lot of selection to choose from.
She didn't have time for a custom made dress. Yeah. Now, I think that, it's weird if she did have a fitting originally that it would become so different when it would get to her. I do think that's weird. But at the same time, I did have my quince dress customized, and it can be very tricky. Like, you can fit well in one fitting, and then the next time you're like, wait a second, why is this saggy now on my tits? Like, I don't get it. Like, why does this look like this? That can happen for whatever the fucking reason is. Any little thing changes, it throws off the whole thing. I can see both. No, I can't see both sides. I really don't understand the other side of it. This is the only one that makes sense to me.
I get that you'd be mad that you're not getting paid, but it's not like she ignored you for a month. You don't get to suddenly put this like super intense strict timeline window, or you show up and like literally it sounds like she was on the verge of doing what I was joking about earlier, where she like shows up at the wedding and is like, bitch.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. She's like,
I
have something to say.
No, but they probably weren't even necessarily trying to not pay. They were just like, we can't deal with this shit right now. We're annoyed because this isn't what we ordered. If they thought that she had changed it or something. And they were like, we have to figure out my wedding. And then we're like, we'll do it on Monday and they'll pay her, resolve it or whatever. But the other lady was like, no, you don't get a window of, like, no courtesy window. $3,000 or apparently my entire business is going bankrupt and all of my employees are going hungry.
It's too much. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But it also says here in this article, in a conflicting report, though, our source at Kazé, which is definitely the lady who owns Kazé.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, I mean, the other employees haven't been paid, so I doubt they're...
Our source at Kazé has claimed that it was actually Rayleigh and her family who were uncooperative and unreachable on the days leading up to the wedding, which, yes, that's what they said. They tabled the issue until the wedding was over because they needed to find a new dress. They said they told us that Rayleigh's party waited until the last minute to let the designer know that the dress supposedly didn't fit, though they had several days to do so, and that throughout the company's efforts to coordinate a way for them to get the dress back, even offering to pick it up from the wedding location.
Offering is a choice of words.
Demanding,
because
showing
demanded,
up. I mean,
and showed up unannounced. Yeah.
Or received their payment. They were ghosted. I would have ghosted you, I think, at that point too.
I would have called the police and gotten a restraining order.
At that point, like, especially if she was like, let me just get through the wedding and then I will get back to this lady, because again, nobody's showing correspondence. I want to see what the messages were like, because I would assume...
Well, I mean, Cassie didn't shy away from revealing that she had texted every 30 minutes for hours.
Yeah, if I saw those text messages, I don't imagine I would be on her side.
No.
Because again, there's just a way to handle things and there's a way not to. Don't get me wrong. I have been stolen from. I have been scammed.
You sent a few Venmo requests.
5, but they were over the course of a few days. But also, that person flat out stole something from me, like literally promised something, never showed up, lied to me just to get $800 something from me. That pissed me the fuck off. This lady gave you a deposit. She went to your place. She got fitted. It was a whole thing. She gave you a significant amount of money.
You basically didn't get a response in the time that you wanted, and you automatically, just no benefit of the doubt for her, you were like going to bounty hunter her ass, like to go get
Not the bounty hunt.
But also, I think this is interesting because it says they waited till the last minute to let the designer know that the dress supposedly didn't fit, though they had several days to do so. But didn't we just read that they actually only ended up getting it 2 days before the wedding?
It seems like they were in discussions before that, no? I'm
I don't
so
know.
confused.
There's a lot of conflicting stories here, I will say.
So that's pretty much it for the article.
Yeah, wait,
But-
no, it is very interesting, though, that this article, that's where we found out the price of the dress and how much had been paid. No one else mentioned that.
Because she doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because she didn't want to say that, because it's like, bitch, you got half. You got over half.
But that's also kind of like, it's very shady because wedding dresses are very expensive and they can be easily $12,000. So
A completely couture custom dress is not
people might think that she did run out on the entire, but it's like, no, she owed you.
It's especially shady to not disclose the financial agreement and how much she has paid when you had a GoFundMe and you had the opportunity
Exactly.
to say, this is what she paid, this is why I'm recouping this amount. That is a time to be transparent. Trust me, we know. There is a time to tell everybody exactly what you're using things for and
That's
how
the
much you
thing
got
is,
paid.
You
And you
can't ask for donations from people and not be clear about how those donations are going to be used. And she was just vaguely like, it needs to pay my employees' families' living expenses. And it's like,
Our lights are off. It's like,
okay.
Did you not pay them?
Yeah, I was going to
last
say,
month, or
did that
what's
happen
the
before
problem?
or after? And what do you mean?
It's a little bit confusing, right? There's conflicting stories here and you don't know who to believe, who not to believe. I mean, we kind of know who to believe, but okay, whatever. I think both stories are kind of weird. Anyway, there's an alleged Facebook post from her husband, David Wells. Maybe Lily will be able to find it with her deep diving experts. We found this reposted on TikTok, but we couldn't find it on Facebook. So anyway, we'll read the post anyway. Just take it as alleged. This is allegedly her husband, and it says, family and friends, as probably most of you have heard, we are going through some social media attacks right now, and my wife's dress. This designer has taken this way too far. Not that has taking this way too far.
And not the right to.
And is making life difficult. We did not steal that dress. The designer had half payment before that dress arrived, and we have been trying to ship it back to her, but she's refusing to take it. I don't know if refusing to take it is the right term.
She got
It's
on
like,
a plane
if she
to
doesn't
come
want
get
to pay
it, though.
She went on a plane to come get it, allegedly. At that point, if I'm being so for real, I would have left it at like my local Publix in the fucking parking lot and said, bitch, this is where it's at. See you never.
Literally, like, here's
what
the drop
fuck?
location. Go pick it up there.
I would have left it on my front lawn. Like, my address. Bye. But I think that technically what he's writing on is that she didn't want to pay the shipping label, which I still do not understand, and she still has not explained. Like, just pay it at this point. Would have been much cheaper.
But did she not get on the plane? Did she said she arrived. She was 10 minutes away.
Yeah, I think that if she was there in town, I don't think that could be categorized as her not wanting to take it, but okay. Let alone we didn't even use it, and that is proof. I understand people are getting messages from all these people. I apologize. I never thought this could happen, but it happens on the daily with social media. Please do not respond and just report them. We are in the works of getting an attorney to end this nonsense. If you know us, we do not steal and are good people caught up in a bad situation. So that's what her husband wrote. What if I told you that one of Kaze's past clients came out? What do you think they said? Good or bad? Good or bad review?
I'm going to guess bad.
It was bad. It was bad. And she put out, I think it's like a 3-part TikTok situation where she was literally saying like, I am so glad she's being outed for the scammer she is, because she's a fucking scammer. And then she showed picture proof. Now you could scroll down. I didn't want Lily to scroll down earlier because I didn't want it to be spoiled. But the left is the dress that she was promised, and then the right is what she got. And if you zoom in and do some, investigative work, you can see they're not the same.
Oh. I mean,
like, look at the boob area.
Yeah, no, these are jewels and those are braided,
and they're like clunky. Yeah.
It's very different. Like, this is literally like bedazzled with like giant rhinestones and this like
look at the back piece. Are you kidding
fitting
me?
boob part.
It's so large, the boob part, but also the rhinestones are so big.
They look very like they don't fit to your boot. Like, it's just like plates.
And what's even crazier is that the picture on the left is the one that she made. Kaze made that and then posted it. And so she was ordering from the person who allegedly made that.
This one looks like it would be more complicated to make unless this is a pre-made material, but like literally it's giant rhinestones.
Her version that she received looks like the Halloween version of the one on the left.
Yes, Wish.com version. Yeah. Literally, it's like you're recreating somewhat like a celebrity look for a Halloween costume, and you can't find quite the right thing, so you like get the next best one, but also then aren't a seamstress.
Now, in her experience, she says that she actually had to pay everything, even when she had, I think, some concerns about the dress and stuff. She had to pay for it before that dress would get shipped out, but she didn't do that for Rayleigh, which is interesting. But that client ended up doing a dispute with her bank, spoke with Kaze's. I keep forgetting her real name.
I'm really curious how you actually pronounce that, because I guarantee
I know, we're doing it fucked up.
Time.
They came to an agreement. So then this girl closes the dispute and is like, calls her back, is like, just kidding. But then Kaze was like, never mind, and like ghosts her and like doesn't do her end of the bargain. So, she doesn't have the best reputation. And again, she does have an F rating on the Better Business Bureau, which we can read. I think her employee actually talks on that. I will say it's only 2 complaints. So, that's not too many. But what I will say is that for someone to go to the lengths of reporting you or like commenting negatively to the Better Business Bureau, they hate your ass. They're like,
it's either
the fuck off.
You like egregiously wronged them or they're a boomer.
Literally. One of those two. No other options.
I don't think most people under the age of like 25 even know what the Better Business Bureau is, probably.
I agree with that, actually.
That would be one of the last things. I do know what it is, and that would be one of the last things that occurred to me as something to do.
Last line of operations.
No, I feel like everyone, millennials and younger, are automatically going to go to 0-star Google reviews. I'm writing to formally lodge a complaint against Kaze brand regarding my experience working with the company. Oh, so working with the company. Mm-hmm. But does that mean employee or like...
An employee.
Okay. Working with the company from July 2023 to March 2024, the company was engaged to design and produce attire for an event in October 2023. Unfortunately, several fitting appointments were canceled without notice, including one appointment that was canceled only hours before the scheduled time because the contact and owner was unexpectedly out of town. Well, she does like to hop on planes last minute, so...
She's got places to be.
This lack of communication resulted in unnecessary travel. By who?
That is actually such a funny sentence. This was literally posted in, months. It's 4?
April.
Okay. In April of 2024. So this is way before this drama. And she's just like, basically, this bitch has a lack of communication, then just starts flying places. Like, what the fuck?
Or not flying. Like, she says that she was unavailable, but it created unnecessary travel for someone else, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, I thought it was more likely that she would want to travel.
That's why I was like, but it honestly, weird coincidence. The dress was not ready for the October event, including the sleeves. Not the sleeves. What a weird comment. It doesn't really matter what part of the dress wasn't done if it wasn't done. I guess sleeves could be crucial. Anyway, the dress was not ready for the October event, all of which led to my having to get dressed at the company's facility.
What?
This caused additional damages from our event driver.
Additional charges.
And the venue due to tardiness. The owner offered to correct the dress, so I returned it in October 23. For completion, the final version was available in March 2024. However, there were still significant issues. The sleeves!
Not the sleeves!
The sleeves did not stay on the dress, and I was not provided with the necessary...
Okay, wait a second.
Undergarments.
Is this an employee or a customer?
I think it definitely seems like a customer. So working with...
Why did they say they worked there?
Yeah.
Oh, now working with the company.
Yeah, but still, that's kind of a weird way to frame it.
Super
I feel like it's
weird.
Valid
Bitch, I thought you were an
misunderstanding on our
employee.
part. Sorry for the
Not
misinformation.
me spreading misinformation for 99% of this episode.
The sleeves did not stay on the dress, and she was not provided the necessary undergarments to address the see-through panels on the dress. I don't feel like undergarments are necessarily required when you get a dress, but I don't know. I don't know what the agreement was. Portions of the dress had to be held together with safety pins. Over the course of this engagement, I made more than 15 trips to the designer for fittings and corrections. Girl, after a few, give up.
Oh my God, I'm just realizing now that like the beginning half that we read of this was us thinking she was an employee. So like the unnecessary travel is like her just wanting to fly to customers, but it's her having to fly to her to get the work done on the dress.
No, I got that.
Oh, okay. I did not get that.
No, that's what I was
At
saying.
all.
It wasn't referring to what's her name doing unnecessary travel. It was the person that needed the dress. But
Oh my God, I'm dead. I don't know how I misread this so bad.
due to these ongoing issues and unsatisfactory final results, I'm requesting a full refund of my final payment of $710 towards the total purchase amount of $3,600. Oh, so she's not even asking. She just wants the final payment back. So she was still going to pay for the rest, and then she was going to get it altered elsewhere. The second one is from May 2023, and it says, I hired Cassie Brand to make my daughter's prom dress in October of 2022. It's funny because when you showed me that like Wish version of the dress from that other customer, it was giving prom dress.
100%. Yeah. It was for her birthday. So that kind of tracks, you know?
I signed a contract and paid 60% of the cost of the dress, which was required in order for them to start the dress. Cassie informed me that it would take 8 weeks after the deposit to get started because that's when the custom supplies?
They said, I got to go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I was
get
like,
these crystals.
Okay, like I had maybe fabric
That's what
or
that other
material.
dress looked like.
Custom
I'm sorry,
supplies
but that
makes
looked
it
like some Michael's activity.
Yeah, I was gonna say custom supplies is like some fabric glue and giant rhinestones. It looks like, and I was guaranteed that my dress would be done by March. I was fine with that because she was informed that my daughter's prom was not until May of 2023. When March 1st, I don't know if
What is that?
this is redacted.
They said, when March 1st,
If
bitch,
someone,
fuck, motherfucker, bitch.
she got angry and like slammed the keyboard. I'm a little confused.
It's a bunch of stars for those of you that don't see. It's
2
asterisks.
dozen asterisks. Then it says weekly updates. Period. I texted her, letting her know that I needed the dress so I could get decorations and her date could get his suit made. But you already know what color it's going to be. Weird reasoning. Just say you want the dress because you said you were supposed to get it by then. After many calls and texts, Cassie finally got back to me saying that the top half of the dress could be shipped. What?
Not the top half.
Is it a
She
two-piece?
said, make it enough.
Like, the top half of the dress could be shipped. I told her I needed a feather to match the color. March 9th, 2023, I finally received the top half of the dress. It was too small. I was told that we could do a video chat. Well, how is that going to help? She going to grow it via Zoom?
I'm telling you, the Zoom alterations, I don't get it.
This is so weird. After days of back and forth, the video chat happened on March 14th, and the dress was shipped back and received by her March 16th. March 21st, I was told the feather work was being... The feather work? Wow, quite the prom dress. And I was promised I would get photos. What are these asterisks?
It must be redacted information.
So I was like, when March 1st, you motherfucking...
I think it's interpreting it as sensitive information, even though it may not be. So it's like all of like maybe a name and then they took, I don't know.
I'm gonna say all the shit was told they were still working on it. I talked with her and she said one of her vendors didn't have the feathers, but she will make sure my daughter will have her dress by prom. Now it's something asterisk again. Fucking
March
30th.
30th, probably.
And my daughter doesn't have a dress and her prom is Saturday. I've spent all this money on purple decorations and her date has wasted money on a purple suit. My daughter's prom has been ruined. I want the dress delivered this week or all my money back. Well, what are you going to use it for now?
I don't know. All I know is that if I order something in October of 2022,
Yeah, no,
and
that's
then
absurd.
you don't deliver it by May of 2023, that's insane. How, I don't know, that's like a year or something.
It sounds like she has some maybe time management issues. I'm going to guess it could be because her impromptu vacations.
It might be. You know, she has
a
places
busy
to
schedule.
go, and she will go there.
Yeah.
One way or another. But honestly, all in all, what a story. Like, I literally was just like, first of all, I don't know that I entirely believe anyone to a full extent, but I definitely believe the bride's side way more.
Hey girlies. So, as usual, there's been an update. Rayleigh has gone to her TikTok and now posted 2 videos that definitely give us quite a bit of information, including that you apparently pronounce the brand Kasazi. You know, still doesn't really make sense in my brain, but that's not really important. What is important is that she provides quite a few receipts, all of which pretty much confirm what we already thought and fill in a lot of the plot holes that we had in Sendera's side. So these are kind of long, so I am going to play them in 1.5 times speed. I feel like you'll still totally be able to understand, but just letting you know.
Hey everyone, this is Rayleigh. You've probably seen me all over TikTok, but now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. The reason I haven't gotten on here and said anything is I was getting married and dealing with family being in town, friends, and trying to enjoy being a newlywed. The reason I'm speaking out now is I have found some professional advice, and I was not happy with Sindera starting a GoFundMe because most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. To set the record straight, I did not wear the dress that Kazazi, LLC, or Sindera White made. I'm waiting on photos back from my photographer so that I can show you guys, but I'll show you guys the ones that I have now because it was an unplugged ceremony, so I do only have a few of me in the dress that I had to buy 2 days before my wedding. Here's one of the photos from my ceremony. Here is another picture of me right before the ceremony, and here's a photo of me right after the ceremony. As soon as I get photos from my photographer and videographer, I will absolutely post them to here from the ceremony so that everybody can see that I did not wear the dress from Kazazi. Okay, so here is the contract. As you can see right here, it was a total of $6,290 for the Kazazi dress. $6,290 is what we agreed on for this dress, and as you can see right here, August 10th, 2024 was supposed to be our completion date. As you can see, we signed this 2/19/2024, and she states in her contract that bridal wear is 3 to 6 months. 9 days shy of 6 months was her time frame for this dress, and she still went 12 days over. As you can see in this contract, there's literally no discount stated whatsoever. I realize at the time of making this video that the GoFundMe has been taken down, but you can see this total price, and I will show you the deposit that we paid, showing that the GoFundMe is completely false. This is the emailed receipt from Kazazi of us paying 60% of the bridal gown, right here. Here is the invoice. As you can see, this is the total, $6,290, and it was a 60% deposit for $3,774. And swipe back if you need to, but the other picture that I just showed was the paid invoice. Before I jump to her sending the dress in August, I want to brief you guys on what has happened from February all the way till August. In the beginning, we met with her on a Zoom consultation to take measurements and get all of those measurements sent to her, and then she stated that she would be sending over sending me swatches of the fabric she was going to use for the dress. I never received those. I flew from Colorado to Miami for our first fitting in the beginning of April, and her team and her did not give us a location or a time until literally the night before, which was my last day there. For the second fitting, I flew down to Miami. I was there for a total of 5 days trying to do our second fitting. During those 5 days that I was in Miami, I continued trying to communicate with Sindera and her team. And on the night before, the last day that we were supposed to be there, Sindera texted and just canceled our second fitting altogether. Since our second fitting was canceled, I continued asking for photos. After the second fitting, I continued asking for updates or photos of my dress. Kazazi customer service agreed to a Zoom call for June 16th that was supposed to be with a customer service agent and Sindera. When we got on that Zoom call, Sindera was nowhere to be found. We even pushed that Zoom call back 30 minutes from the original time we were supposed to do it, waiting for her, and she never showed up to the Zoom call. So we had the Zoom call with the customer service rep from Kazazi, and yet still no photos of the dress. The customer service rep stated that she would get photos for us from Sindera as soon as she could, but that didn't happen. I continued asking for updates and a date for our final fitting, which she did inform me 10 days out from my final completion date for the dress. So I had to buy a last-minute flight from Grand Junction to Miami to get there from August 9th to the 11th. I didn't get a photo of the dress until 4 days before the completion date, which was August 6th is when she sent it. This is the video of my dress that she sent me 4 days before the completion date. This is nothing what we agreed upon. I was absolutely sick when I saw this. Here's another angle. I never asked for this many pearls. The boob cups are absolutely terrible, and this point is completely wrong. It's not even a point which we spoke about in our very first fitting. If she would have sent me photos or videos throughout this process, we could have not done this. At this time, I also asked her for a video or photo of the actual detachable skirt, which she could not provide to me because get this, when I got there, they hadn't done anything to it. The skirt had zero design. It was absolutely white. It looked like it hadn't even been touched. This is August 9th. The skirt, mind you, untouched. This was August 10th, the day I should be taking this dress home. The overlay here is pinned on, and it was supposed to follow every pleat of the skirt, and when I got it, it did not. This dress was supposed to be custom to my body, my fit, and we had to cinch me in so much because she used E6000 glue to glue all the gems on. As you can see, this is August 10th. This is supposed to be the completion date, and that dress is not even close to being done. This is the dress on August 11th. I was supposed to take it home with me on the 11th. The completion date was supposed to be the 10th. As you can see, it is still rubbing me on my breast so bad. The pearls are not finished. There was so much more that was still not finished with the dress, so I wasn't able to approve it before I left. Sindera stated that it wasn't ready for me to take home and that she would overnight ship it by August 15th so that I would get it by the 16th. I continued asking for updates and photos throughout this time. She refused to send me any. She promised August 10th in her contract and then promised August 15th while I was there, and neither one of those dates were met. Now, 3 days before my wedding, she sends me 2 blurry videos of the dress, and I ask her to resend them or FaceTime me, anything, so that I can at least see what is going on. Pause to read. This is all of the text messages that happened right after she sent me a blurry video of the dress that I couldn't even tell or proof. She states that she's already sending them without me even proofing them. Mind you, this is Tuesday night. She then sends me a tracking number. This is the original tracking number she sent me on Tuesday the 20th. I don't even know why I cover my address anymore because you guys have all posted it everywhere. She leads me to believe that this is the real tracking number that she dropped my package off at the FedEx. I call FedEx because it says, we'll add a delivery date as soon as we get your package. I call them and I'm like, hey, do you have my package? They say, no, she hasn't dropped it off yet. Then, these are the text messages I asked Sin, can you send me the tracking number? The dress isn't showing up in FedEx. She says she dropped it off, and we tracked it all day on Wednesday the 21st, and it still said, we don't have your package. She claims that she dropped the package off and doesn't have it. Pause to read this, but pretty much she says that it's out of her hands and they have it and they forgot to scan it in. FedEx scans as soon as you drop off your package. So I tracked the other tracking number that she sent me all day Wednesday, and then at 8 p.m., she sends me this. I finally got an update from FedEx with this new tracking number on Wednesday at 10 p.m. at night. Do what you will with this information, but you're not allowed to take your box off of the FedEx truck after it's already been given to FedEx. Here is the proof that it was not updated until August 21st, 10:08 when they got my package. You can see here that I didn't get it until August 22nd, Thursday at 10:57 a.m. Mind you, 48 hours before I have to walk down the aisle. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. I have so many more receipts. Come back. Hey guys, welcome back for a part 2. If you haven't seen the first video, I beg you to go watch it. All the receipts are up, and I will be giving more right now. So picking up where I left off, you can see right here that I got the dress at 10:57 a.m. This is when I got the dress. I took it out of the package very nicely, and I put it on, and was instantly crying because of how bad it was. First of all, this belt was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to truly ombre down all the way to the bottom and get lighter as it went. This is not how it was supposed to look. Also, there's more tulle in this side of the dress than there is the other side. These points up here are completely off, and I will show more pictures of that and all of this close up later, but this is when I first got the dress. As you can see, I was absolutely devastated. Devastated. As you can see, the leg slit was supposed to be more open so you could actually see my leg, and right here in this photo, the rhinestones down the center are lined up, and that's where it's supposed to be. Now let me show you the back. This is the back. Do you see how far off to the right side that train is? This is when the front is lined up how it's supposed to be. The train is completely off to the right side. Also, do you see the difference in size on the belt that she made? Mind you, I wasn't able to proof any of this because she sent me a blurry video, and she didn't send me a video with the corset in it. This was not supposed to be a belt. The entire skirt was actually supposed to be more saturated at the top with jewels, and then all, as it goes down, completely dissipate to almost no jewels at the bottom. Truly like an ombre, if that's the word, and honestly, go back to the contract and read. We never stated a belt. And please take the time to look at how far off this is compared to where the corset middle is. Please. I will show you guys a full video from the front all the way to the back so that you can see that this has not been shifted whatsoever. As you can see with this top, both sides are completely different shapes and different heights. Take a minute, zoom in if you need to, but they're different. Here's another picture of the back. You can see how far off that train really is. And for the record, I will show another picture of me in the dress before all of these extra jewels were glued on with E6000, but I know how bad I look in this right now. And mind you, this was a custom dress made for my body type, and this is what it looks like. I agree. I think it looks bad. I think it looks really bad. It looks really bad on me. Here's a picture of me in the skirt before any of the crystals were added. You can see how much it snatches my waist, how nice all of this lays compared to now. It looks like it's in the middle, but I was also never given a mirror or set up so that I could even see the back. I was so devastated, I couldn't stop crying over how bad the dress was when I got it. I was talking to family, trying to figure out if I needed to go buy a new dress. I was texting my seamstress, asking if she could look at it. I actually did have my seamstress look at it, and she said that there was too much wrong with it, that we weren't able to fix it in 2 days. I was so busy that day trying to figure out all of the wedding stuff, family getting in town. There was so much going on that by the time I finally texted her, this is what I said. You can pause to read this. There it is. I gave her the option to come out and help me, and she didn't want anything to do with it. Pause to read, but this was August 18th after she told me she still wasn't done from the original August 10th and then the 15th, and now she's expecting to ship it out Wednesday, and I asked her, can you bring it out here since you're so close to my wedding day? I was scared my package wasn't even going to get here, you guys. The only reason I was showing you guys that is because I wanted to show that I asked her to bring the dress out in case there was anything wrong with it so that we could nip it in the bud right away. But here is August 22nd at 7:45 p.m. This is when I texted her asking her to come and fix it now that it's not even 2 days from my wedding. Like, we are there. I gave her the option to come out and fix it in that last message, and then this was my response after she blew my phone up. This was the day before my wedding, and I was supposed to be focusing on getting married, not a dress that was terrible. This is the rest of that message. Pause to read. I didn't ever actually block her because I sat my phone down and enjoyed my rehearsal day and my wedding day, but she full on tried to ruin my wedding, even though that dress was absolutely horrible when it got to me. She posted her first video about me on TikTok Friday night, the night before my wedding. There's a reason I had to shut down all my social media. I was getting married. I told her that I would deal with this on Monday, and I also told her that the dress wasn't wearable. So she knew that I wasn't going to wear it, and she knew that I was going to talk to her again on Monday to get this dress back to her. After she posted all of those videos slandering me on social media, I knew that it was time to figure this out and let you guys know the truth. Between Saturday when I got married and Monday, I was getting threats on my phone between phone calls and messages. My phone was blowing up through social media. My business, the salon that I work at, and even salons that I don't work at any longer were getting terrible reviews from people that hadn't even heard any side of my story. Even some of my friends' businesses were being harassed because of all of this. You don't have to like the decision that I made to wait until Monday to deal with any of this, but I had to based off of the fact that I was getting married. I wanted to enjoy being a newlywed without any of this extra drama. I never said that I wasn't going to ship the dress back, and I also never said that I wouldn't pay. I told her that we would chat on Monday so that I could get the dress back to her, and I also told her that I was not able to wear the dress. But instead of her talking to me on Monday and not ruining my wedding, she instead went to social media and posted all of this stuff that obviously I have receipts for. I would still like to work this out civilly and offline. I know that a lot of you still might not agree with me, which is totally fine. I just wanted to get my side out here and the truth of it all. But Sin, if you are watching this, like I said last Friday, if you would like to reimburse us the full amount, I don't mind shipping the dress back and paying for the shipping label at this point. But if you don't want to reimburse any of the money, I can still ship you the skirt back. Text me.
Think that pretty much covers it, and also probably explains why Sindera has since taken down her GoFundMe. That's it. Back to us. Bye.
Well, so I thought it was weird because when we clicked on that Instagram or on the Facebook post, there's a comment on that TikTok that posted it and said, so she wore the dress and tried to return it after the wedding. Tacky. David Wells married a thief. But he literally says in that post that she did not wear it.
And we have
there's
proof that she
pictures
didn't.
of her not wearing it. So I have to kind of wonder, why wouldn't she wear it unless it was maybe similar to that situation where it was like a tacky Wish or like Party City version of what she thought she was getting.
These comments were on the client who claimed that
The Party City version.
Party City, yeah, the Kaze scam me client. And someone commented and said she literally put up a GoFundMe for $12,000, the full price of the Rayleigh dress. That's not, it was half that price, to reimburse herself because Rayleigh stole, even though Rayleigh paid 60% of it already. She's scamming her viewers too. And then this girl says, my point, it makes no sense. Why not pursue legal action? A GoFundMe, you're selling $10,000 dresses. So if you go to her website, she sells really expensive stuff. Like, it's not cheap. I mean, that's the price she puts it for. I don't know if anybody buys it, but apparently some people do.
There's crystal swimsuits.
Sounds inconvenient, but okay.
Beaded sparkle gown, black English rose gown.
She's selling dresses for thousands of dollars. If I got those big ass rhinestones and these were, because the pictures are beautiful. I mean, you know, she makes pretty dresses if these are the dresses you would receive.
I would venture to say this is some interesting marketing choices, but
It's not super professional looking, if that's what you mean.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Could she have a photo shoot done? Sure. Does it look like it was taken from someone's Instagram? Yes.
No,
What's your
she
point?
does. This is giving fucking so mink. I mean, this isn't illegal.
I was
I'm not
about to
saying
say lip filler lady.
literally, it's beginner fashion masterclass, sewing basics, how to start your own fashion brand. Oh my God.
Shut the fuck up. Okay,
Pricing,
yeah, actually, she may be so mean.
$16.50. Ooh, how to market on social media.
No, stop.
How to become a successful fashion designer that somehow still simultaneously is, her business is shattered by $3,000.
It's only $1,250 per person. That's a bargain.
She does teach how to charge more and improve quality.
Yeah, I think that when you look at her website, does it necessarily reflect someone that's selling something for thousands of dollars? Probably not. I think that maybe she learned how to customize things and then just like took it a step too far. Like she was just like, you know what? I could put a fucking rhinestone on a dress, bitch. Like try me right now. And then it just got a little crazy. I think that what it comes down to is she presents herself as this very luxurious service, but according to what people are saying they receive or don't receive, I think that maybe she has some room for improvement on both her quality and also, I'm not saying that the bride has no responsibility to send that dress back. I do think if it didn't fit and it looked like a piece of shit, send it back. But I also 100% get why she was like, pay my shipping label. Like, you sent me this shit and it looks horrible. I do understand that as well.
Well, and it's also funny because I just clicked on the shipping policy page. I wanted to mainly see if she offered the option of like flying it to you personally, but it doesn't seem like that's on there.
But she'll do it.
She does, though, have priority shipping where it's $8 and express shipping is $36.
That's like my mom's price for candles. What are you talking about? How is that possible?
Interesting.
That sounds made up.
She also says, we do not offer refunds unless the item is out of stock. Out of stock? Why would you let them purchase it if it's out of stock? That seems weird. But, or damaged on our end. If the item is damaged, we need photo evidence before shipping it back.
It seems like she has all these like things in place. And then the second she didn't get paid, all of this shit went out the window. She was like, actually, I'm coming to your fucking house, bitch.
We do not ship Saturdays, Sundays, or holidays, but I will fly there if you don't respond to my text.
I'm telling you, all of this is like formalities that she does not abide by.
We would be glad to resend an order back to customers, but unfortunately, customers will will have to cover the reshipping charges of $10. But there is the off chance that I will be willing to buy a plane ticket if, you aren't going to pay me.
I'm so confused. There is no fucking way in hell that dress with all those rhinestones that she has shown multiple times was $10 shipping. There is no way in hell. That's like how much it is to ship a fucking fart. Like, that is impossible.
It's interesting also that all of the shipping here references USPS when FedEx was the
Oh no, she's got, yeah.
That's where she has her inside
she's
people.
in with FedEx. Honestly, I'm amazed at our ability to rant about literally, like, I was like convinced that this topic would be like a non-topic, and we have gone on for 5 years.
I
and
feel
we're
like
so
we
invested.
giggled
For
more
what?
in this episode than we have in a long time. And if you're still here, I just want to say thank you.
Honestly, we love you very much. We appreciate you. This was so weird. And if you've already heard about the wedding dress drama, hopefully our commentary made
I think
it
we brought
interesting
something
for
new
you.
to the table.
I had a good time. I really did.
I did too.
Anyway, we love the internet because we certainly don't have time for a second topic. I think we'll have a heat stroke by then. So last episode, I provided the gold, which was JoJo Siwa digging for gold in her car.
yes.
And unfortunately, I didn't have time to gather another one. So it's all up to you. You have to save us.
Oh God. Well, this is a good one. This is also JoJo related.
No. I said save us, not make things worse.
Have you seen any clips of her and the Bobby? It starts with an A. I don't know.
Althoff.
Yeah. That's it. Her interview with JoJo.
No, I didn't.
This is an impersonation of that conversation.
No. Oh, I thought you were going to show the actual conversation.
No, and I don't need to. This is it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, how does it? I don't know how I saw this. It doesn't have very many likes, but it's so funny. The girl's name is it Dana Moon Me?
Dana Moon Me.
I don't know if Moon Me is one. Anyway,
Pronunciations are not working out for us in this
seriously,
episode.
I'll link it
Just say
below.
that.
So, like, how old are you? Are you, like, 12?
I just turned 21.
Do you drink?
Say that to Radical Rick.
Who's Radical Rick?
That's my alter ego. He gets drunk.
Yeah, I don't get what's happening.
Do you want to leave and drive around in my car?
Isn't that the car with, like, your faces all over it?
Yeah, I got 3 cars with my face on them.
That seems, like, unsafe.
It's not really that unsafe. Like, people have swerved into me. They've, like, followed me home and, like, egged my car. Every other day it gets, like, keyed. A couple people have, like, crashed into me. I actually had someone, like, leave, like, a dead possum in there. I don't even have to know they did it. Someone, like, slashed my tires. I've gotten 2 cars burnt down, so I had to get them replaced. People take crowbars to, like, the backseat of my windows a lot, so, like, all my windows are broken. Someone followed me on the freeway with a BB gun. They're, like, shooting a BB gun at me. It hit my head. It hurt really bad, but I was fine.
Have you ever thought of, like, removing it?
I would never remove them. Why would I remove them?
Okay, actually now I feel like I have to show you the original.
I did just learn against my will today that her alter ego, her drunk
Radical
alter ego
Rick.
is Ricky.
Specifically, Radical Rick.
Oh, okay, because she calls him sometimes Ricky. It's like, oh my God.
I will say, the actual interview, she's not so like aggressive.
It actually scared me.
Yeah, no, but it is very much like, oh my God.
Oh my God, she is wearing the fucking
I do.
vest though.
Unfortunately, though, I didn't bring it today. The check engine light's on.
Oh no.
Gotta go get that checked out.
It's a Tesla?
So that one's the Lamborghini.
Oh. I was like, do Teslas need their engine checked?
No, the Tesla, I
You have
actually...
multiple cars with your face on it.
I do.
Oh.
But I just actually wrapped the Tesla black. For the
so
first
you're
time in
done.
5 years,
You're
I
not
changed
gonna
it.
have-
So that way I have one with my face, one without my face.
You don't get nervous driving
So
around
humble.
with your face.
Terrified. I don't mind it during the day. It doesn't bug me now because it's kind of all I know. I mean, I've been driving them since I was 15, so it's been 6
That's kinda
years
sad.
now of people honking, people swerving into me, people like, I have to be a super defensive driver. But
Have you considered maybe not having your face on the car?
you know, no.
Why? Do you want to consider that right now?
I mean, I could.
I feel like it's a safety.
It definitely is a safety hazard, but look,
You're so young.
everything's a safety hazard at this point.
Not like that.
I
though.
am the oldest that I've ever been, though, having a car with my face on it.
You're the oldest that you've ever been, period, JoJo.
I was about to be like, me too, girl.
Yeah, like that's pretty profound.
That is true.
How aging works.
That's profound.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's
No.
consider it. We can. Put,
I
like,
wish that this
your
interview
face
would have
inside of it.
happened when
That'll be
the
safe.
video of her picking her boogers had been up, because that would have been a good question.
And you
Be
know
like,
she would have asked, oh wait, that last thing that she just said, she goes,
Put like your face inside of it. That'll be safe.
That would be psycho.
Wait, what do you mean? Put your face inside of what?
Have your face maybe inside the car instead of all over the outside. And she's like, oh God, no. That's ridiculous.
That would be insane.
Okay, and then this is the other one it was referencing.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so young.
I'm a baby still.
When was your birthday?
May 19th. I just turned 21.
Oh my God. Do you
Yeah.
Not the
drink now?
Taurus.
Do I what?
Do you drink now?
So, I have. Yeah. I don't drink. There's this person named Radical Rick. Radical Rick drinks. I don't know who it is, but all of a
Stop.
sudden Radical Rick is like,
Me
I
with
want to
Patricia."
play, and
So
I want to play.
ego.
that is my drunk alter ego.
And he gets drunk. Why is it a guy?
Yeah. Oh, it's not. It's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Radical Rick, though.
Oh,
it's
got
definitely
it.
a boy's name.
Got it. I mean,
It's-
I'm Bobby.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, you get the vibes.
Yeah.
It's stemmed. We have bikes out here that we go and ride, and my bike, the brand name is Radical Rick, and I saw it and I was like, I need this one. Like Radical Rick's hysterical. All of a sudden, then we realized that's my drunk alter ego, Ricky.
Oh my God. Are you drunk now?
I'm not. No. I've only been drunk like 4 times now in my life.
Which I have so many questions. I'm like, first of all, I love Bobby for being, are you drunk now? But also, 4 times as JoJo, or like, you don't count when Radical Rick was drunk.
I'm sorry, can you play this clip and then we'll end this episode, I swear?
Oh, it's the squeaky shoes.
Not the sneaker sound. Oh, it's JoJo dancing for Bobby. Okay.
She's a better person than I am.
Anyway. I hate that I cannot rationalize why I don't like JoJo Siwa. That bothers me because she seems harmless enough. You know
No,
what I
and
mean?
honestly-
She's been through a lot. She's a child star.
I do think that there's some parts of some interviews that I'm like, she doesn't seem that bad. Like, I bet you not on camera, like trying to, like, I think she does put this
Right.
on. But also, like, even with the Radical Rick thing, I'm like, it sounds like a 16-year-old in high school that just start. I mean,
I know.
And I get that that also does come back to, like, she is probably emotionally stunted a bit because of her entire life, but like
Yeah.
it's all just conflicting because you want to be like, come on, stop, but then also it's like she can't
I know.
she can't help
She's
it.
just JoJo. Anyway, I think like my heart's pumping and I think that's the beginning of a heat stroke. So I must be going
I'm
now.
just, literally Bobby laughing and looking off camera like she can't handle it is me. Anyway,
We appreciate you guys so much. If you made it till the end of today, a medal you
Yeah, I was like,
deserve.
we
I don't know why I'm
barely
speaking
did.
like Yoda. But anyway, as always, we hope you have a fabulous rest of your week and we will see you on Friday. Bye.
I would cheers you, but my Truly's too hot, so bye.
Yeah. Bye.